Hi, I'm doing Moon in Gemini, and it was quite interesting. I stumbled upon a video by this YouTuber. I think he's called the Anime Man, Joey. He was interviewing a Japanese host, Roland, and people were like, "Oh my God, this guy is so charismatic. He's so interesting to listen to." And I looked up his chart, and he's a Gemini Moon, so it was perfect timing to film this video because Gemini, the symbol of Gemini is they're the twins. So these people are very good at mimicking other people, and it comes very naturally to them because the moon is there, and they feel at home there when they can talk to other people, and have that emotional exchange. But because it's an air sign, they are not as emotional as water signs, but moon is there, so it's still it still signals to a need to communicate their emotions, and they can be very good talk therapists, or they can be very good at even though Gemini talks a lot, right? It's ruled by Mercury. They can have very interesting conversation with other people, and even going to therapy themselves may help them, depending on the placement of your moon. When I was watching this video, of Roland, he seemed to know a little bit about everything. He seemed to know many, many different facts, and so they're not superficial. They do their research. They love to learn. Gemini rules learning as well. If you think about going to school when you're at an early age, when you're about 10, to your teens, or even younger than that is very Gemini, because you're picking up all these different new facts and all these different new information, and you have friends in school, right? So Gemini rules your immediate social circle. So these people need to have a very strong social life to feel fulfilled. Unless the 12th house is there, it can complicate things. And Roland is very charismatic, just like two other people I want to mention, Barack Obama and Jennifer Lawrence. And the interesting thing about all these three people is that Leo in the sun, which makes them shine, Leo, through their charisma. Both Leo and Geminis can be charismatic in their own way, but with Gemini, they're especially good at getting people's attention through their words. If you know Barack, he's not like your usual politician who's very serious and who is very dry in their speech. He actually is an entertainer with Leo there, especially. He entertains people, the crowd. I even once saw a video of him singing. I was like, what? So they are very good at getting people to like them, not in the Libra way. Libra, sorry, I'm coughing. Libra is ruled by Venus, so Libra wants to please other people, right? But Geminis, they don't really care to please people as much, but they have an innate understanding of what people want to hear and what will comfort people through words. So Jennifer Lawrence is a very strong example. She uses a humor as well, like Barack, to lighten the mood, because it's still a very light-hearted sign. When I think of Gemini, I think of like fairies that giggle softly, like not like the opposite sign, Sagittarius. Sagittarius will be louder and more out there because it's a fire sign. So watching anime or movies can be very soothing to their soul, because they want to pick up different stories, different information, different ideas about people. And Gemini also represents the siblings. So oftentimes, especially if you have third house in your chart, sorry, the siblings play a big role in how these people feel. I find it interesting too that the Olsen twins are Geminis and they are twins, right? So, Moon is your early childhood, and in Gemini, siblings, if it's in a good aspect, you know, you probably had a very good relationship with your siblings. But if it's in a harsher house, like 12th or 8th, you may have had struggles with your siblings growing up. And Gemini rules short-term travels. So the mother figure growing up, or in your early childhood, you probably saw that a lot, you know, hopping from place to place. And I saw that in Roland's case. He was saying that his father is a guitarist at the time, and he didn't realize that his father was playing for like a famous anime person from Dragon Ball. And you know, his father was hopping from country to country, and that's very Gemini. Sagittarius and 9th house is more of a longer term travel, and traveling more for that, to learn about the culture and to learn about the people. On the other end, Gemini is more immediate. It wants to learn facts about the place. And it's more factual. Sagittarius is more about your opinions and your philosophy on things, okay? So, being an air sign, they're usually not going to show you extreme bursts of emotion, because air signs and Mercury being ruling Gemini want to process things logically and rationally. But you can feel this energy, right? Gemini is a very fast-moving, mutable sign. It's ruled by Mercury, which is a fast-moving planet. So I'm really feeling this. So apologies if I'm talking very fast, but you know, you guys can take that. You guys are probably fast talkers yourself, unless you have like a Cancer Mercury, or Mercury in a water sign like Scorpio. In relationships, they need things to be like lighthearted, from what I've observed. Even if they have like a water sign in the sun sign, the other person may feel that actually emotionally they are more lighthearted, and they want to have that playful energy, you know, like children wanting to not thinking about the adult things, you know, because the first few signs in the zodiac will represent younger age, and then as we progress to the 12th sign of Pisces, we slowly go to the older age. So Gemini is the 3rd sign, so it's still quite young. What else do I want to say? It's interesting because Putin has Moon in Gemini, so like Barack, they're both politicians, right? So they know how to speak to rally up a crowd to and Putin is also a Libra, so he knows how to get people to like him. But Libra, you know, his ascendant is Scorpio, so with Scorpio there, you can get very extreme reactions from people, but his supporters that do support him will have extreme support for him. Jim Carrey, a comedian, yes, so they bring fun. Sometimes they can be funny. They know how to make jokes. So Gemini and Sagittarius have this similar aspect to them, where they're known for being the funny individuals of the zodiac. And if you have Leo there, it can also add to that playful, funny aspect, okay? And Jim Carrey has his midheaven in Leo, so that makes a lot of sense. He wants to perform his innermost thoughts and his innermost, jokes that he has in his mind. Khloe Kardashian, she's a Cancer, so if you watch the show, I don't really watch it anymore, but you see that the siblings always go to Khloe. Being a Cancer, she will try to help them for advice, Gemini. So she uses her words to mother them, not to mother, she uses her words to sort of make them feel better and to take care of them emotionally in that sense, because she's a Cancer sun after all. Sorry, I'm coughing a lot in this video. So yeah, so her moon is in the third house. Is it in the third? In the fourth house, sorry. But her node is in the third in Gemini. Okay, so she probably had to grow up a bit faster with the north node there, because usually with the north node you achieve it after 30, or it's like the direction you hit it in life. But conjunct the moon, it's not a very close conjunction. She probably had to grow up a bit faster, and you see that in how things play out with the Kardashians. And she's one of the older siblings as well, so that makes sense. These people may do well in social media. I know of a friend who has strong Gemini in her chart. She's a water sign. She uses social media to, post about what she likes, but it's not really, they don't really need the validation from other people. It's more of that communication that they need, because Leo would need that validation, right? But Gemini is more that they need that stimulation so that they don't get bored, I won't go into everybody because I feel like some people, the other aspects may play a stronger role. Oh, Jimin, is he? He's a Libra. So people that know him will probably, on a personal level, like his members, will probably think he's more of a multifaceted person, Let me see his chart. Okay, Gemini his moon is not conjunct anything, and it's in the 6th house. So 6 is ruled by Virgo, and if you look at Jimin, he's more careful. He's probably more Virgos don't get mad, perfectionistic than other members. Like more detailed, that's the vibe that I get. The moon is more of a vibe, the feeling, and it's hidden. His moon is opposing Jupiter. Sorry. Jupiter in 12th, an ascendant conjunct Jupiter. So this, to me, tells me that when he's alone, he probably thinks a lot. And he probably goes back and forth, because his moon is opposing Jupiter in Sag in the 12th. It's difficult because with that aspect, he might hold back, especially with planets in Scorpio and Libra, on saying what he truly feels and thinks. Which a moon in Gemini, they need that. They need to have that, use their words, And something that I just thought is they're probably better at using their words as a child compared to other children. They're probably better at seeing how they felt, you know, because the mother may have taught them this very well, or they may have taken on that trait very well. I find that with the moon there, this can make the Gemini placement more sensitive, whereas with the sun in Gemini, these people are less sensitive than the moon sign, because moon is water, moon is Cancer. So Gemini also rules the arms, right? So if you look at Gemini risings, or yeah, usually they point to Gemini rising, because rising is your physical body. You see that, you know, the arms may be more prominent. They may get like me, this is temporary, but they may want to like, if you know Aurora, she's a Gemini. Yes, I was gonna, but she's not a Gemini moon. Give me 1 second. Yeah, charts. I think she's a Cancer moon. Moon feels more comfortable in Cancer, but oh, she's a Gemini moon. Okay, so it changed. The last I checked, they said she's a... This is so annoying when facts change. She's a Gemini stallion. And, you know, she's known for performing with her hands. Her moon is... her moon is exactly conjunct Venus, which makes a lot of sense. Venus is art. She's a singer. Her sisters are makeup artists and hairdressers. And her mother, you know, probably taught her music. If I can't remember everything, but I remember her sisters are in the beauty industry. Mars and Mercury conjunct in Gemini. So she has 5 planets in Gemini. So her hands are very active, and that is how she really feels, you know, how she really needs to express herself. And she might even be aware of this, I'm not sure, of a chart with sun shining a light. And Venus conjunct her moon, you know, she's very well received. People like her. She's a likable personality. And very artistic, very, very creative as well. Although yes, Cancer is at home in the moon, but with a chart like this, it will be easier to have... It's also easier, in my opinion, to have a conjunction with the sun and the moon, because if the sun and moon are in uncomfortable aspect, even if it's in Cancer, you know, water and air, they don't... Traditionally, the theory is that they don't gel well, because air wants to rationalize and water wants to feel. So it's nice to see that, you know, her mother gave her that beautiful childhood. And the father and the mother were probably very aligned in terms of their thinking and their goals, because sun is conjunct the moon. Aubrey Plaza. She's a Cancer of Gemini moon. And you know, her whole acting career was really mimicking what she... sorry, my throat. Her whole acting career was really mimicking what she thought was funny. And, you know, in some ways, it does say she's a comedian here. Yeah, she's known to be like a comedian as well. But she's very dry in her humor, because I think internally she's that kind of person, because her 4th house is in Scorpio. And with Saturn in Scorpio as well, that makes a person have dry sense of humor. She probably makes it lighthearted with a Gemini moon, so that's easier for people to digest. That's what I'm seeing here. 20 minutes, okay. But she's still very likable, as you can see. She knows what, let me adjust this. She knows what people want to, what people find funny. And she puts her own spin on that with her 4th house in Scorpio. Her darker spin on that. I think that's about it. Yeah, so I think the strongest examples will be Barack Obama, Jennifer Lawrence, and just like I mentioned, Roland, the host, the Japanese host. If you're interested in that, you're probably going to delve deeper into that. You know, you probably find enjoyment in collecting facts, not like Scorpio where you research deeply and you have that eagle eye focus, but you're more spread out in the facts that you want to collect. Okay, I'm gonna go into your self-care cards for Moon in Gemini. These people are less likely to hold a grudge against you. They, compared to other signs, they may forgive more easily, or they may even not even remember because they just have so much on their mind that it just doesn't make sense for them to hold on to something that's going to take extra space in their mind. Moon in Gemini. Watch a movie, yeah. Like the first example, Roland, he was talking about all the anime movies, which made sense. I mean, the interviewer was, his whole channel is about anime, so I mean, but I know of someone last time who was very into movies as well, so because you guys like stories and movies give you that comfort, you know. Massage. Geminis can get anxiety sometimes because Mercury moves so quickly and it's an air sign on top of that, so I'm not sure why massage is here, but I'll clarify it later. Write a gratitude list. Yes, in my Venus and Gemini video that I did and I deleted it unfortunately, I was writing a gratitude list. Oops. I hope you didn't see my messy room. I might edit this, I don't know. Oh god, what a mess. I was writing a positive affirmation list as well. So words will affect you more than other people because your moon is there. So some of you may already be practicing this. But I'm wondering why this card, massage, is here, because this is more like an earth sign card to me, or Aries card. Maybe your hands may be hurting. Not sure. But it could really relax you and ground you because you're air, right? You're moving quickly and collecting information and socializing, and you might not realize that you're out of your body, meaning that you're not connected to how your body feels. And a massage might really help you to relax, especially at the meridian points. See the neck here? Moon in Gemini. get the feeling someone wants to get rid of a tattoo. I mean, with the moon there, you might have made quick decisions. No. Wait, postpone, pause, say no. Okay. Trust your path. And this fell out, break the chain. Ancestral patterns. So, rewriting the future. Okay. This is Priestess. Huh. I wonder why the no card appeared. Personally, I think it's hard for Moon and Gemini to upset people because Gemini is a social sign, right? So it wants to get along with people. So are you escaping through massage? Ancestral patterns. Judgment. Something is being dug out from deep within your mind. Or is someone casting judgment on this sort of thing? Something's unfair here. Okay. Someone's out of whack with their emotions. I feel like it would take a lot for a Moon in Gemini to do that though. Why the no card? Why the no card? Hermit and Ace of Cups. Are you rejecting an offer? Or someone has rejected your offer? Is that why? Could be a Virgo. Hermit is represented by Virgo. Not necessarily. Could be an older person or like a teacher, but Hermit is someone that keeps himself, more introverted. But they have a lot of care for you, but could they have possibly turned their back away? I doubt so. It takes a lot. Someone is following their path, their purpose here. I think it wasn't a no. I think it was that someone was following. You see the star here? Someone was following something. And someone felt that sometimes with Gemini energy, we want immediacy, right? So it might have been a slow going thing and someone felt that it was a no. But it's asking you to wait. This card says wait, postpone, pause. Say no. Huh. But I don't feel you're too... I feel this could be another energy. Because the first few cards I pulled were not like heavy cards to digest. So, Star in reverse. The Fool in reverse. Someone's not chasing their dreams. It says here this is like, could be a family pattern. I think someone is not an air sun sign. So probably a water sun sign. Or Virgo. Queen of Wands. Okay, watching this has changed your mind. Yeah. You change your mind as you watch this. Someone feels okay. Try to take action. This is more towards religion. So someone may have been taught to follow religion, which they love. Ace of Cups is there. Which they love. But Geminis are multifaceted, right? The twins. So they have two sides to them. Similar but different, you know? Someone wants to travel somewhere, but they were told no or something. Okay, I want to pull another set. Moon and Gemini. Council of Light. Yeah, someone's very connected to their religion. They feel like it helps them a lot, but they also want to balance it with spirituality. They might even want to have a little bit of everything, not just follow one thing. And that's really their purpose. Yes, okay. So that works for you. If you're watching this and you resonate. The women could be more supportive in your family than the male figure. Mintakan, longing for home. Sometimes, because Geminis travel a lot, sometimes we get homesick. Although Cancer represents home, right? It's natural to feel homesick as people. It says awakening, but it looks like she's sleeping to me. At the bottom, we have deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. We just moved into Cancer season, so you may be feeling this. But you're an air sign, so why? I keep thinking there might be a water sign watching this, sun sign. Okay, you're ready to move on to a new chapter. Although there's some stuff you need to deal with when you're alone, but you're kind of ready to move on to a new chapter. Some people have this card. People may have been telling you things that you don't want to hear. They may have been, I sense bullying energy. Page of Swords in reverse. The Wheel of Fortune. Something ended. Something ended very clearly. But the home life looks okay. You got 2 positive cards. The most positive card is in the deck. 10 of Cups and 4 of Wands. But this looks like a different home life. Could be your own family that you're starting out. You could be leaving behind or you might not be seeing this because she's covering her face and her eyes. So leaving behind probably a very toxic younger person, and then you'll be fine, I think. Someone lost a job recently, I think, or some money. It's just slow going. I know with this energy, you want things to come immediately and quickly, and that's what makes you feel secure, but sometimes we need to wait. It will come with the Eight of Wands. It's not a no, especially if it's a something related to career, a proposal, or something related to finance, or a physical object that someone promised they'll return you. It's just slow. Yeah, this person is overly slow, I feel. Overly stubborn. Could relate to a father figure. Yeah, family, mother figure. But the mother figure seems fine. It could be because the father figure needs the mother figure to have something first. Yeah, it will come. Seven of Pentacles is waiting, right? But here, although it's taking a long time, it's saying that you won't be waiting anymore. So many pentacles. It's like an earth energy now. Something's not moving. It's already slow upright. Reverse is like not even moving. Something needs to be reworked on. It's quite important actually. And earth signs have the wisdom that they need to be methodical. Yeah, they can't take action now. Something needs to be, it's not personal, I feel. Rewritten or reworked on. Death in reverse. You won't be waiting. Yeah, you will get what you want eventually. These two are fixed signs cards. Something just dropped there. You know what? I'm just gonna upload this video. I don't care what people think about the messiness. I might edit it if I check that it's too messy. But we'll see. We'll see. So there's something that ended but has not been fully resolved. That's why you need to wait. That's for another energy. Someone is probably asking a different question related to finance, career, something like that. And okay, 37 minutes, so I'll keep going because I want to be fair to all the moon signs. What else can we get for moon in Gemini? Heavy burden or traveling somewhere. Someone feels they're not given enough, but you will get enough because the Empress is about physical abundance. It's about the mother energy. Someone's mother is quite a serious person. Someone's mother and father are opposite of each other, but they balance each other out with the Two of Cups. They may be meeting again after a period of separation. And you may be caught in between that. But you want to meet. You want to have that meeting because you don't want to feel lonely anymore. So if you're waiting for a meeting to happen, it will happen, but the male energy is still sitting on it. It's not that he's fallen out of love. I think there was some conflict, but he didn't want to partake in the conflict. You see, he's not taking up the swords. Someone needs to learn balance. Sagittarius energy, your opposite sign. So usually our opposite sign is what sometimes we can learn from them because they have traits that we don't have. So health is looking good though. This is a health card. It almost looks like she's making tea. I see health is looking good. Some of you are like rolling your eyes. She looks like she's rolling her eyes in this picture. Why? Someone doesn't trust someone, I feel. Yeah, Gemini is like the energy that's like, you know what I mean. Someone doesn't trust someone and tell him to back off. Yeah, back off. Someone is losing faith in religion, or is because they have lost faith, they're telling them that they should not be following a religion that has caused a bit of an issue. There's a secret, or someone's contemplating deeply here. I think when the person told you that religion is not important, you were like, oh, you kind of took that quite seriously. But it is important to you. See, the Magician rules Gemini and it's in reverse. So you're not... It seems like if you have Libra in your chart, especially with just this card here, if you're not honoring your true feeling, then you'll feel out of whack. You could be learning something new and you could be like fumbling with it, but it's just because it's new, not because it's not because you can't do it. So don't take it too hard. You might need some alone time to master something new. It could even be a new religion, but I think you may have turned your back on a certain belief. With a Sag card here, Sag is about your beliefs, right? So someone wants more balance in whatever they believed in. Someone wants to have less extreme views on something. Yeah, balance again. With the owl here, someone wants to find in the moon true wisdom, and they feel that what they were in the past, they need to let it go, or they're like they have tried so many things, so many avenues, and they're like holding on to the last straw almost. If you are, you'll figure it out over time. I feel like the overall message is that sometimes things take time. It cannot come immediately. And it's not always perfect. It's not always going to be a perfect solution for everything. We might change paths. We might change our minds. And as a Gemini, you might experience that more than other people, because Gemini picks up on every little thing. And perhaps doing a little bit of everything will work for you best. And yeah, that's what I see. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!